Good morning, America, and good morning, KU. Today we have a special show for you today as we have the student body president on. More importantly, it's very sunny outside.
It is beautiful outside. We're all in like shorts and t-shirts. It's so different than the usual things we've been dealing with.
I know. I actually spent most of the day today filming some VR footage outside.
No way! What were you
Yeah, so
doing?
this
Were you
is
out on Westco?
Yeah, I was out on Westco and I set this up. So this is from the school business. They have a lot of money. And so they have this VR rig, so you just turn on all the cameras on a tripod and
That's
set it
so
up.
cool. What type of stuff were you looking for?
We're trying to do a 3D map of campus, so you could like take a VR helmet and go through campus.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, so we took this into the K-State game for the student section at the basketball game, so that was a lot of fun.
How did that turn out?
We're still editing the footage because it's a lot of work.
Yeah, I can't even
crop
imagine.
6 cameras together.
How does that work? Are they all like individualized, or is it like one master SD card?
So it's like each has a little SD card inside it, and so
like a little
you
micro
just
SD.
try to pull the videos together, and then the computer puts together what it thinks the VR footage should look like, and then you just gotta arrange it so it looks correct.
Totally.
And that takes forever.
That is so cool. That could be really awesome for like prospective students and stuff to be able to get like.
Yeah, that's what our plan is for. It's just as a recruiting tool, and then next time I'm gonna
Completely.
use it is at the student practice on Thursday.
Oh,
which
that's
is-
going to be awesome.
Yeah, are you going?
Absolutely. This is a big week actually for KU football. We have another special guest coming to KU this week. Rick Ross himself will
Yeah,
be here.
yeah. Looking forward to the concert.
That's
if
going to
you
be
go to Rick
awesome.
Ross.
Yeah. So
Are
I think
you going?
I will absolutely be there. Rick Ross is my guy. I'm super excited.
Really? That's nice. Or did you get pit tickets, or are you?
Me and my roommates were trying to figure all of that out. I think it's going to be exciting because not only it's a fun way to kick off football season, I think, especially with our new coach, Les Miles. It is like just super exciting.
Yeah, for sure.
And
I'm going to be working there. I think
Oh.
I'm going to be stuck on an inflatable just for the little kids. So.
Oh my gosh, wait, that'll be fun though. Definitely a different view than the rest of us will be getting.
Yeah, for
But I
sure.
hope the weather is going to be nice for that weekend too. But I don't know. I think Adrian might kind of fill us in a little bit later
Yeah,
about
looking
what maybe is to come.
Yeah, looking forward for Adrian showing us the weather. We got the news coming up, and stay tuned because up next we have an interview with the student body president.
When you shop local in the heart of the city, you support the people that make our community thrive. The money you spend here stays here, in this place we call our home. Lawrence, Kansas, where there's good old-fashioned hometown pride. Eat local, drink local, shop local.
From adversity, we rose. We made history and became pioneers, voyagers, champions, Jayhawks. And when our chant rises, haunting and hallowed, Jayhawks are telling the world what's near. Victory.
Welcome back. Today we have Noah Ries here today. He's the student body president. We're going to talk to him about a lot of things going on. But first, sadly, a lot of students don't know what the student body president does or really what the student senate does. Can you explain to our viewers like exactly what you do?
Yeah, absolutely. First and foremost, thank you so much for having me on the show. I'm really excited to be here. This is a great opportunity to sort of spread the word, as you said, because, you know, it is kind of a truth that maybe not a lot of people know what Student Senate does or what the student body president does on a day-to-day basis. But to be honest, the main reason for that is just because, you know, with my personal job, it really does depend on the day. You know, so for example, today I had a meeting with endowment, and now I'm, you know, on a show doing an interview, right? Tomorrow it's going to be a little bit more structured. I'll be at the Board of Regents meeting representing the University of Kansas as student body president, kind of talking about what we've been up to on our campus from a student level and what we would really like to see from the Board of Regents as a system. So, you know, they govern like Fort Hays State, Wichita State, University of Kansas, and even K-State. So that sort of gives us the opportunity to get some face time with people who are actually like the chancellor's boss. So So it really does depend on the day, but I've really enjoyed it, and I'm actually coming towards the end of my term, but it really does vary day to day, which is kind of fun.
Yeah, well, speaking of days, I'm guessing the couple of days in the past have been kind of hectic with this thing going on with KU athletics. So can you explain to us exactly what is the Student Senate position? What is really going on? Because from an outsider's perspective, they might not have any idea what's really going on.
Yeah, so there's been a lot that's transpired between Kansas Athletics and Student Senate, but I do think there have been quite a few misconceptions that maybe the student body might have accidentally picked up on. And the first one that I really want to emphasize is that the tensions between athletics and Student Senate have been quite civil. This isn't something where there's open threats or anything like that. We've been coming to the table to sort of discuss how best we want the relationship between athletics and Student Senate to move forward. And this is all in the context of our fee review process. So when I talk about what Student Senate does, which I sort of skipped out on a little bit earlier, Student Senate controls a budget of about $23 million that we set every single year. And that process takes anywhere from 50 to 70 hours, depending on how much debate there is. And that really starts in November. So this is something that we've been working on all the way since, really 2018. And somewhere along the way, it was brought to our attention that, the senators who ultimately decide how they want the allocations to be spent felt that this $7 fee could be, better served elsewhere, allocated to better services. In the context of a budget cut where, the university is facing a $20 million cut, we really have had to think critically about what services we as students want to see and want to see continue to thrive. And so what that looked like was we found that it was essential to increase mental health resources. So we gave CAPS roughly a $5 increase. CAPS is our counseling and psychological services on our campus. We also increased funding for suicide prevention measures on our campus. For the first time ever, we gave the Sexual Assault Prevention and Education Center a fee to help with programming and undergraduate and graduate student support. So, you look at all of these things and it could be taken out of context wherein it might look like, Student Senate is just going out of our way to take back some of our funding that we gave to athletics. But when you really zoom out and see what the purpose of all that was and recognize all of the time that went into this, all of the debate that took place, you see that it's much more civil than, than some of the newspapers might have made it out to look or whatever. But yeah.
Okay, so they overturned your veto when you asked for more time to review it. Sorry about that, but
it's okay. I'm not mad.
So now it goes to Chancellor Girard's desk. Am I right? So
That's
what do
correct.
you think he's going to do when it reaches his desk?
If I knew, I would probably tell you, but I don't. I have been in conversations with him about this because I anticipated this would be something that he would have to debate. So just so everyone's aware, the Chancellor does have the opportunity to override. It's basically the only chance that the administration gets to have a say in where the students spend this $23 million is really either when it gets to his desk or when it gets to the Board of Regents' desk. And I would hope that he would recognize, like I said earlier, the amount of time we've spent looking into this, the reality that this isn't just us taking money back, it's us funding very critical services on our campus that, realistically have been very underserved and that provide such critical support for our students, in some cases that are even keeping our students alive. And so it's really a tough situation for everyone, so I don't envy him in this decision he has to make, just like I didn't envy the senators in theirs. But, the senators made their decision and I'm going to support it, and I hope that, the Chancellor will as well.
All right, so besides the athletics thing, let's focus on the positive news. What are some accomplishments that your administration had throughout the year that you were proud of the most?
Yeah, this year we've really tried to focus on a lot of different areas, bringing it back to the campaign. We wanted to make sure that we were benefiting, every single student, regardless of what your major was, regardless of what school you studied in, what your interests were, whether you live on campus or off campus. And that was really the angle we took when we were looking at some of our initiatives for the year. Just going down the list of some of the things we were able to finish out this year. First and foremost, one of the things that I think is so important is that we addressed food insecurity on our campus by bringing the off-campus food pantry right on campus into our student union, into the Kansas Union. It's called the Campus Cupboard. It's right by the Student Senate office, and we've seen a huge uptick in utilization of that service. So that's great to see that students who may suffer from food insecurity now have a more realistic option that's that's on campus, not just close to campus, and that's really easier to be utilized. Some of the other things we focused on this year more generally is just affordability, and we felt that one of the best ways student government can approach affordability for a college student is through the cost of textbooks, because let's face it, we all buy textbooks and we all probably spend too much on textbooks.
We do.
That is something at least we know we can all agree on. And so the solution we sort of landed on after working with KU libraries and a few faculty and staff members, is Open Educational Resources, which is openly licensed free textbooks for students to use. And so really the key deliverable here is that we were able to co-sponsor the conversion of an old textbook into an openly licensed one that's completely free for students to use. And that adoption will happen starting in fall 2019, hopefully in the Comms 130 course. So.
All right. Well, we're getting the signal to cut off, so I'm going to let you go on this question.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to do after you're out of office?
As sad as it is, I will be leaving in about 16 days, not that I'm counting. And next year, well, I have a long summer. I start my job in September. And you're talking about next year?
Yeah, just what are your plans for the future?
Yeah, so next year I'll be working for Deloitte Consulting,
Okay.
doing tech strategy in Kansas City.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm excited for that. Really feel like I'm going to have to learn a lot because I don't know how prepared I'm going to be right off the bat, but I'm really looking forward to it. So it'll be
All right.
exciting.
Well, he's Noah Ries, and you actually want to talk about
yeah.
this. It's report it. You want to explain it while I hold it up for the camera?
Yeah, so one of the things that we got done this year that I forgot to mention. So this is a centralized reporting service. So another thing we wanted to focus on was keeping our students safe, right? And so in order to do that, we felt that we needed to centralize all the reporting services on our campus into one web page. So no matter what it is, whether your Wi-Fi's out in your dorm, you need to report a criminal incident or even a student of concern, you don't have to go to a million different web pages or even call KU Info now. All you need to do is just type in reportit.ku.edu and you will have a link to every single possible reporting thing you could need on campus or even in some cases off campus. And so we felt that, particularly for students who are in danger, this could save you a lot of time and really get you the care or the services that you need, whatever they may be. So thank you to IT and the Office of the Provost for helping out with that too.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on the show today, and we've definitely learned a lot.
Cool.
Stay tuned because we have the news next.
Thanks so much.
Have a nice day. You too. Have a great day. Thanks. You too.
Make someone's day. Pay it forward.
Welcome back, I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Tucker. This is your Tuesday Good Morning KU News Update. The FBI has announced a reward for a pair of payday loan robberies that happened in Lawrence and Topeka. The Lawrence robbery occurred on February 21st at the Vance America on Louisiana Street. The Topeka robbery happened on March 29th at the Vance America on Northwest Topeka Boulevard. The $5,000 reward is offered to anybody who can help in the apprehension of the robber or robbers that were involved.
Construction will remain on 19th Street in the area between Naismith Drive and Iowa Street until later this summer. The construction includes several renovations to the road, such as new pavement outside the Lawrence Fire Department Station, traffic signals, a right turn lane from Iowa Street to 19th Street, and a new pedestrian tunnel. Although this construction will improve the road's conditions and accessibility in the future, some residents expressed disapproval of the renovations. KU students say the construction creates traffic, hinders transportation to classes, and makes parking on campus much more difficult.
In other Lawrence news, 2 people have been apprehended on suspicion of aggravated robbery after reportedly stealing someone's car, jumping in and crashing it a couple blocks away from where they had stolen it. Just before midnight on Saturday night, Lawrence police discovered someone who had been battered and their vehicle had been stolen. The car was discovered near the intersection of Osadal Road and West 25th Court.
Another exciting finish in what some are calling the best NCAA championship game ever. Virginia found a way to come back yet again and knock off Texas Tech 85-77 in overtime. It's a complete redemption for the Cavaliers, who lost last year, and they became the first ever #1 seed to lose to a 16th seed in the first round. They accepted ownership of the heartbreaking loss and came from behind in 3 straight game wins to win their first ever national championship.
The men's golf team placed 3rd at last weekend's Irish Creek Intercollegiate in North Carolina. Senior Charlie Hillier shot a 4-under par to finish tied for 7th place, while junior Andy Spencer and sophomore Ben Siegel each shot 200 and tied for 14th. As a team, KU finished 9 under and just 1 stroke behind Ohio State. Next up for the Jayhawks is the Great River Entertainment Invitational, hosted by the University of Iowa.
KU KU junior Diedrich Lawson has declared for the NBA draft. Lawson, a junior from Memphis, averaged 19 points and 10 rebounds while recording 22 double-doubles in his lone season with the Jayhawks. A source close to the Lawson family said that his intentions were to hire an agent, which increases likelihood that he is moving on from the university in his final decision. Lawson joins as many as 6 players from the 2018-2019 Jayhawks that could be moving on from the program.
And that will wrap it up for today's newscast. Please keep watching, and after the break, Adrian will be here to tell us how long we have to enjoy this nice weather.
For students searching for a way to stay active in an outdoorsy way, the City of Lawrence has bike trails running in every direction, and with the new bike share program, we can stay in shape as we tour the sights of our beautiful city. Clinton Lake is only a short 30-minute bike ride away from Daisy Hill and has the most incredible sunset location in all of Lawrence. Walking campus may give you the KU calves, but biking can give you the KU thighs. Bike Lawrence today.
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you, your identity for life. The University of Kansas, a great place to be you.
Hello and welcome back to Good Morning KU. I'm Adrian Campa here with the weather, and right now you're looking at a live shot from outside, and outside of Strong Hall you can see the nice beautiful spring flowers that have bloomed. A lot of people walking around wearing shorts, t-shirts, just because of these warmer temperatures we're having, and there is a slight breeze. If you look closer you can see some of the flowers rattling in the leaves, and just really nice overall. A lot of people wearing sunglasses outside, but that will be changing in the coming days just because we have an approaching weather system coming. Now if we look at my current weather, we can see right now we have a temperature of 71 degrees. It is sunny and breezy out with an east-southeast wind at 16 miles per hour. Now for this evening from 6 to 9 p.m., we'll have temperatures near 80 degrees at 6 p.m., but temperatures will cool off a bit to around 66 at 9. Our wind should remain a little breezy, but not too bad. So if you have any evening plans outside, it's going to be perfect and beautiful out. Now for tonight's forecast, we have a low of 60 degrees, so it's going to be really nice out. And we'll have a little bit of clouds start to build in, and again, an east-southeast wind at 10 miles per hour, so it'll remain a little breezy, but not too bad. Now for tomorrow's forecast, this is when things will start to change because of that approaching weather system I talked about. But we will have a high of 84 degrees, but it will be pretty cloudy out. And we'll have winds coming from the southeast at 20 to 30 miles per hour. And we'll have wind gusts over 30 miles per hour, like easily over 30, potentially even 40 miles per hour. So it's going to be pretty gusty out tomorrow. And we will have a 20% chance of precipitation, especially in the evening where as that system gets closer, we could see a couple rain showers and maybe even a couple rumbles of thunder. Now, the weather system I was talking about is this one right here. Now, as I step off, I can show you, this will be a full-on, pretty significant blizzard for northwest Kansas and parts of Colorado and Nebraska. Now, this area right here, this is where the low pressure will be. So if you see Lawrence over here, we're pretty close to that, and these black lines surrounding that low are isobars, and those are the pressure gradient, which means the closer these lines are to each other, the higher the wind's going to be. So while Lawrence, we're not expecting a blizzard, we are going to have some pretty significant winds, but thankfully we will not have a lot of snow accumulating because parts of northwest Kansas could see over a foot of snow. Now our extended forecast, we'll see today, really nice day, almost 80. Again, tomorrow things will start to change, but we will have a high of 84. Now for Thursday through Saturday, this is where we have a lot of temperatures in the 50s, and for Saturday, our game day, it's going to be pretty cool out. So if you're heading to the game, you'll want to bring a jacket and maybe even an umbrella. Right now we have a 20% chance of rain forecasted, but that could change to even greater chance because overnight Saturday, another system will be coming through, producing that 60% chance of rain showers Sunday. So if you are heading to the game, you do want to be prepared and have that jacket handy and potentially an umbrella because it will be cool and potentially a little wet. But for Monday, temperatures should start to rebound to around 70 degrees. So for next week, we're looking at some warmer temperatures moving back in starting Monday. Well, that's all we have for you today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you back next week.